most powerful reframe to change your internal belief that you're not good enough with men and in life. So if you're not feeling good enough, or you have a habit of not feeling good enough, this is because your mind is telling you a story about how you're not good enough or you're less than, possibly in comparison to someone else or to how you think you should be. So in order to feel better, we want to understand why your mind is doing this, really question and investigate deeper into yourself, because self-empowerment comes through self-awareness, understanding yourself on a deeper level. Okay, so now let's get started, which leads me to the next powerful reframe. Your brain has evolved to constantly seek out danger, to look for worst case scenarios, for negative thinking. Okay, because that is what has kept us alive. Like if we're constantly looking out for danger, looking out for what could go wrong, then we're able to take action to be preventative, to prevent getting killed, to prevent death. And that has been very useful for us. That's why we have survived, over so many thousands of years. Society, advertisers really take advantage of this by pushing even further. Okay, you need to have this, you need to have that in order to feel good, in order to feel safe, so you can avoid negative outcomes, negative circumstances or pain in your life. Okay, they really take advantage of that. So if you combine those two elements in our life, a lot of us tend to naturally think feeling good is the purpose of life. And if you feel bad, then that means you have failed, or you have failed in a certain area of your life. Our natural inclination then is to get away from feeling bad as quickly as possible. However, I want to offer that this thinking oftentimes lead to further toxicity and unnecessary suffering in your life. Okay, if you can consider that life is a balance, it's a balance of 50-50. 50% is positive emotions, 50% is negative emotions. And we just embrace that as a beautiful, valuable part of life, then ironically, you actually eliminate a lot of unnecessary suffering in your life. Now, I just want to say that even as I'm saying that, I know with me, when I am in the middle of feeling really crappy, I don't want to sit there. I want to get out of it as fast as humanly possible. That is always my natural knee-jerk reaction. So I get it if you don't fully buy this concept. If you're like, yeah, I don't want that. I still don't want to feel bad. I just still want to feel good. Fair enough. So we're going to talk about how to feel good when you're feeling bad. Step number 1, to stop feeling not good enough, you want to stop resisting feeling not good enough. Okay? There is you feeling bad because you feel not good enough. And then there's you resisting wanting to feel bad about feeling not good enough. If you think about it, you're not getting out of feeling bad. Resisting feeling bad is still feeling bad. You just feel bad about feeling bad. Okay? So you're not actually getting out of feeling bad by resisting feeling bad. If you cannot get out of it, if you cannot get out of feeling bad, my suggestion is to lean into it, is to embrace it. Okay? Embrace thinking you're not good enough, feeling not good enough. Okay, lean into it, welcome it in, because you're not getting out of it by feeling bad about feeling bad, by beating yourself up about feeling bad. Step number 2 is you want to investigate why your brain is telling you you're not good enough. So what you want to do is you want to write down the answers to the following questions and be specific, okay? Be specific. Why do you believe you're not good enough? Not good enough for what? Not good enough for who? To what standard? Okay, what is the marker for being good enough? What do you need to have or be in order for you to allow yourself to believe you are good enough? And you want to be specific. Think about it. force your brain to come up with an answer. A lot of us, what happens is we don't have a specific marker for success. Here's a list of things that need to happen for me to feel good enough. So then it's like we start a race with no finish line, okay? Or we start a race, we tell ourselves, here's the finish line, and then as soon as we get close to the finish line, we move that finish line further back, okay? We end up perpetually feeling not good enough. We keep moving the goalpost further back, and changing our mind about what the marker is. There is no set marker then, it's arbitrary. I mean, we're making it up anyway, but this is like the equivalent of your brain setting you up to fail 100% of the time. And a lot of us, we just end up feeling bad the entire time we try to achieve a goal, okay? Not realizing that this is just your brain having this habit of doing this and like being unconscious about it. Okay, so if you want to break this habit, if you want to feel good, then you need to recognize what your brain is doing and to set specific markers and don't move it. I used to think like this too. I used to think, oh, I have to just feel bad all the way up to achieving a goal. I need to hate myself to goal achievement. Instead of, hey, I can actually enjoy this process. I can actually love myself to my goal achievement, right? We think that if we were happy and content, we're somehow not going to even bother with the goal, right? Like a lot of us think that, but that is not true, okay? We don't need to beat ourselves up in order to achieve a goal. We can actually use positive motivation to achieve a goal instead of negative motivation to achieve a goal. You may feel resistance to doing this. If you identify yourself as a positive person, you may not want to write all your negative thoughts down and want to look at them because maybe you think you will just become more negative by acknowledging these thoughts. Or you may fear that you're just going to feel so bad about yourself, so much worse, that you will get stuck there and then you won't be productive. There's better things to do. Is this such a waste of time? You know, you may think all those things, but here's what I want to offer. If you can acknowledge this belief that there is inherently nothing wrong with feeling bad and nothing wrong with thinking negative thoughts, then you will give yourself the opportunity to really look at your thoughts, right? To really investigate your thoughts with openness, okay? With curiosity instead of with resistance. Here is what I like to tell myself. I like to tell myself, okay, the reason I want to write my negative thoughts down and have a look at them and investigate them is because I want to learn something. I want to discover any gaps in knowledge that I have or skill sets that I have. I want to discover if there's any misconceptions that I have that I'm falsely believing that I actually know is not true. I want to practice self-compassion. I want to practice loving myself through this experience. Okay, I want to learn from my mistakes. Okay, I want to understand my thinking patterns and get a new perspective on my problem, right? This is not a reason for me to beat myself up or find more evidence to beat myself up. So you want to go into this exercise reframing it from a positive perspective on why you want to do this as a way to help you move forward, to help you understand yourself, to help you love yourself more instead of less. Now, let me know what you like to do when you're feeling not good enough to get yourself out of that frame of mind. Maybe a particular ritual that you do or something that really works for you. Leave that in the comments below and share that with everybody so we can all benefit from that as well. If you did step number 2 and you wrote all your thoughts down, you will probably want to judge yourself, criticize yourself, cringe at yourself. I know I do. If it's something really negative, something I really don't want to acknowledge or see, I'm just like cringing all over myself. I want to vomit all over my own thoughts, right? And that's all fine too. Just allow all of that in. Allow it in. Invite them in like a big negative thinking party. Okay, what you want to do is you want to sit with yourself, your negative thinking, your negative emotions long enough for you to reach calmness. And you will reach that if you sat with yourself long enough, okay? Now, once you reach the point of feeling calm and open and curious, step number 3 is you want to come up with counter arguments to these thoughts. Go line by line and ask yourself, is this true? How is it not true? Again, I want to warn you, what is your brain going to say as soon as you ask yourself, okay, how is this not true? It'll probably say, I don't know. It is true. And you want to do something else. And you want to say, oh, this is such a waste of time. This is so tedious. I want to do something else, more productive, more useful. I know my brain does this. It always wants to go, I have no idea, drawing a blank here. Let's get a drink. Let's go to the toilet. Let's do something else, something more productive, right? Okay, welcome that in because that's probably what's gonna happen, okay? If you can sit with yourself long enough to get past the I don't knows and that resistance, your brain will start to come up with things. Okay, your brain is a supercomputer. If you ask it a question to solve a question, it will eventually come up with answers. You just need to sit with it long enough for it to start working for you. This process is very different from positive thinking or just running affirmations, okay? Repeating affirmations to yourself, okay? This is you going to your brain and getting it to actively seek out evidence to support the counter belief. This process is very active, very energy taking, right? So this is why your brain will not want to do this, but this is very, very effective, okay? Even more so than positive thinking and positive affirmations, because if you just repeat positive affirmations, but you don't actually believe them because you haven't done the back end work of finding evidence to support those beliefs, and it's just not going to work, right? It's just, you can run affirmations all day long, but you will, if you don't actually believe them, it's just not going to stick, okay? So this is where you're really diving deep into why these beliefs are true, right? Why you are good enough, finding evidence that you are good enough. And that will ultimately have more sticking power, okay? More long-lasting effect than if you just repeated affirmations. I want to give a tip for those of you stuck on a relationship problem, on believing men want you or believing you're good enough for men or for a particular person. I have seen this come up and people get stuck on this. That's because you believe he doesn't want you or she doesn't want you is a fact. And if you believe something is true, then it's very hard for your brain to come up with evidence to the contrary. Like, you can't believe something is not true if it is true. Here's my tip for you. The only reason you care that he doesn't want you is because you want him. You think he's perfect for you. Okay? Because if you didn't want him, you didn't think he was perfect for you, then you would not care that he didn't want you, and you would not use him as a reason to believe you're not good enough. Okay? So this is still a belief issue. The belief you want to work on is, how is it that I don't want him? How is it true that he is not my perfect man? That is the belief to work on, and not him not wanting you. Once you break that down and can let him go and not care that he doesn't want you, then you can believe that you are good enough for men. You are good enough for other men. Step number 4 is to create your own personal affirmations. And again, this doesn't have to look pretty. It often isn't. I'm going to share my actual list, and as you'll see, they are very basic. There's nothing pretty about it. A lot of us want to go to the really super pretty thought. I'm beautiful, I'm amazing, I'm this and I'm that. But the problem with that is if you don't believe it for whatever reason, you may just use that to beat yourself up. To beat yourself up for not believing those thoughts, okay? So this is where it's much better to meet yourself where you are and just go for 1% better, right? If you cannot believe I am beautiful, then go to I am a human, okay? Or if you can't believe I'm amazing, maybe you can believe I have value. I have value simply because I'm a human. Step number 5 is regular practice and upkeep. But remember, not as a way to beat yourself up. Okay, let's be honest, we get busy, we have things that happen in our life. I personally, honestly, I really only look at my affirmations and do this kind of stuff when I'm feeling really bad, or when I can predict bad thoughts will come because I'm trying for a goal or trying to do something in my life. Go easy on yourself. Some mornings you're going to do it, some mornings you're not. It's fine. It's not a big deal, okay? So just meet yourself where you are, pull them out when you need to. Of course, regular maintenance, regular upkeep, creating a habit for yourself makes it so much easier. Cleaning the house regularly, a little bit daily, makes it so the big clean is super quick and easy. Instead of neglecting your house for months and months and months and doing very little, and all of a sudden it becomes a big overwhelming problem and you have to set aside an entire day or a couple of days just to clean the entire house, and it just becomes this big overwhelming thing that you have to do. So you want to just do regular upkeep as often as you can, as often as you remember. But just do what you can. Here's a recap on the main points of this video. Number 1, stop resisting your negative thoughts and your negative feelings. They are just as important as your positive ones. You want to find your negative thoughts by writing them down. Find evidence to contradict those negative thoughts instead of just telling yourself affirmations over and over. Practice those beliefs on a regular basis until they become second nature to you. And lastly, do not give up. This process is challenging for your brain. You will resist it, but if you keep at it, if you keep doing it, then you will definitely get the benefits from it. Now you know how to feel good enough. What about feeling more attractive? If you would like to learn how to feel more attractive on a daily basis, more attractive to men in dating, in your relationships, then you will want to check out this video right here, and I will go into more details about that in this next video. I'll see you there.